Hey guys, it's Rebecca. So today I'm going to be filming a book haul, and it's going to be an absolutely massive book haul because I have not filmed a book haul in ages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get through these books as quickly as I possibly can. Not going to talk about the synopsis if I have no idea what it is. I'm just going to give the general gist of what the book is and just kind of show them, or else this video will be a million years long. So I also really hope that this camera isn't wonky because it always kind of looks like it is and then it comes out looking okay. Anyway, I'm just going to start talking about these books so that I'm not rambling on as usual. First of all, I'm going to start with a book that I actually got from Oxfam bookshop, so from a charity shop, and that book is J.D. Salinger, A Life Raised High by Kenneth Swalensky. This is just a random book that I picked up. Oh, I actually didn't get this from Oxfam. This was actually a different time. I got this from this little bookstore in Bristol, and basically they sell 2 books for £5, which is really cool. As you can see, I've still got like the little sticker on here, but this cost me, I think that this wasn't involved in the deal, but this cost me £3, and it is a nice hardback. And obviously J.D. Salinger is one of my favourites, if not my all-time favourite author. I love everything that he's written. I think he's absolutely fantastic. I think his dialogue is the best dialogue I have ever read in a novel. I think he's absolutely fantastic. He's so interesting. I just love his dialogue. I know it sounds so random, but like I literally love it so much. The inside of this book isn't the nicest. It's just like a brown, but it's just like a random pick. It says it's £20 in here, so I think that was pretty decent. So basically this is just about J.D. Salinger's life, just about him as an author and him as a person, which is something that I would really like to know more about. So I just kind of randomly picked this one up and I'm really excited to get to it. So the next 2 books that I'm going to talk about are ones that I actually got back in July for my birthday, and that is Empire of Storms and Kingdom of Ash by J Maas. I got these as gifts for my birthday and I can't believe how nice they are. These are the only 2 ones that I have in hardback, but they're absolutely beautiful, and now I want all of them in hardback just like so I can have the collection of them. But I got this one because the person who got me this didn't know if I had Tower of Dawn or not, so they gave me this one, and this is the next one that I still need to read because I never got on to the next book after Queen of Shadows. So I'm really excited to read this one. I'm gonna put this book down because it's way too heavy, because it's absolutely massive. Yeah, I need Tower of Dawn in hardback or just in general, but I want it in hardback now, so then I would have the last 3 in hardback because there's no point buying the paperback now if I'm going to get the whole collection in hardback. Oh my god, these are just so... I just love hardback. It's just so beautiful. I just love it so much. I'm sure everybody knows what series these are from. These are from J Maas's Throne of Glass series. Throne of Glass is the first book. This is the 5th book, I think. Yeah, this is the 5th book, and Kingdom of Ash is the 7th book. So this is the next one I need to read, and I'm so excited for it. I'm not going to give a synopsis because, as I said, this video is going to be a million years long, and most likely it is that you know what these are about and you've heard about these a million times, especially if you usually watch my channel. Okay, so the next book that I'm going to talk about I also got back in July for my birthday. My friends Jack and Nat got me it, and this is The Haunted House by Charles Dickens, and it also has pieces by Elizabeth Gaskell and Wilkie Collins. This is a collection of short stories, I think, maybe, or it is just one short story by Charles Dickens, like a horror short story, like, or ghost stories. This is so cute because I know that I really love Charles Dickens, and I just really am excited to get to this because I'm actually doing a module next term on Charles Dickens. This one isn't actually involved in that unit, but it would be nice just to have a bit of extra reading from Charles Dickens, especially because it's so short and considering all of his other books are literally a million years long. So the next book that I got, I'm actually halfway through, and that is Othello by Shakespeare. I'm only halfway through this. I'm doing a unit on Shakespeare's tragedies for my English degree. I didn't really like Othello. From what I've read so far, it's my least favourite tragedy and one of my least favourite Shakespeare plays actually so far, but that might be because of the adaptation that I watched on it. I just really didn't like the actors, because what happened was I first of all started out by watching the Globe adaptation, or like the version on stage at the Globe. I'm not sure what year, but I really just didn't like the acting. They were just all shouting and all of them just had the same tone of voice, and I was just like, what's the point in this? There was another one, I think it was maybe like National Theatre, that was a much better, but it was too late. I already had those first Globe actors in my head, and then I stopped watching that and I was like, I'm just going to read it myself. But I just had those people in my head whenever I was reading the characters, which was like so disappointing, because I was really looking forward to hopefully loving Othello, but I'm yet to finish it and yet to see what I really think. I'm only up to Act 3, so I'm yet to finish it, and I will give it a go by time like I'm finished my unit, because I want to have read all of Shakespeare's major tragedies by the end of the unit. I don't want to be behind in any way, even though I'm not going to do my essay on it. I still want to have read it, so I'm definitely going to finish this, hopefully actually by the time the end of the year is over. I'm not going to explain what Othello is about, it's one of Shakespeare's tragedies. So the next book that I got was also for university. As you can tell, there's like a bit of a theme here, but anyway, that is Petals of Blood. I was supposed to have read this for a decolonizing literature unit. I'll just read out the back of what this is about, because it has quite a short little description on the back, so I'll just read this out. After decades of British rule, Kenya has declared its independence, but drought and poor harvests still govern the village of Yamarog. Undeterred, Karega, Wansha and Abdullah each moved to Yamorg in search of a more provincial life, only to find themselves suspects in a crime that signals a dark turning of the times. So basically what this is about is post-colonialism, the post-colonial versus the colonized. So it's basically Kenya just after it's gained independence after decades of British rule. We just see how colonialism transfers over into the post-colonial and what this means for a colonized people or a pre-colonized people in the post-colonial world or in a post-colonial country, and in this case Kenya. It sounds really good. I read the first like 10 pages. I just didn't get this read in time, which I really regret, but I can always read it at some point soon. It was quite long. I think that's what really like put me off reading this. I just wasn't ahead of my work and unfortunately didn't get this one done. Definitely 100% I'm going to get this one done, because I absolutely love the cover and I have a really good edition of it. So 100% I'm going to get to it at some point. I just unfortunately didn't. So the next book that I'm going to talk about is one that I actually got in the mail a few days ago, and that is The Five by Hallie Rubenhold. So this was actually from one of my subscribers, Simone, from me, Simone and I. She wrote me a note that says, "Thank you for being so lovely. I love this book and found it super interesting. Hope you do too." Thank you so much for getting me this, Simone. Like, I genuinely appreciate it so much, and you've been so lovely to me. Like, you've been so lovely to me, talking about my channel and watching my videos, and sending me this was just so lovely. I've wanted this for so long, so I'm just so happy and I'm just so excited. So thank you so much for getting me this. It means so much to me that you watch my channel and are subscribed to me, and it's just amazing. That was so lovely of you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to read this, and I'm gonna definitely get to this one soon, because it just sounds absolutely amazing. The untold lives of the women killed by Jack the Ripper. I think that that's just on the cover, like, and it's just like the fact that it looks like an old newspaper. I love the cover. I am so excited to read this. I think it's going to be amazing. So the next book that I actually got a few weeks ago. I got this just before lockdown, actually, or before the second lockdown in England. I got this from the Oxfam bookstore, and that is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. I could not believe I found this. I think I paid like £2 for this, and it is just so cool. I've got The Murder of Roger Ackroyd as well by Agatha Christie in these editions, but I just really love them. There's actually a quote in the back. It says, from T.S. Eliot, that says that this is the first and greatest of English detective novels. These editions are published like whodunit kinds of stories in these editions, in this kind of style of cover, like this old style kind of cover, which just has such nice vibes. I just absolutely love it. It's so beautiful. The inside, it looks, even though these are new editions, the inside is very like old style kind of, and they're really small and dainty, so like quite easy to carry around. And I was just, it's literally in perfect condition. I was literally like so excited whenever I found this. I was like, there's nothing going to stop me from getting this. I actually looked on the inside and it was actually £4, but that's 100% worth. Like, this is like literally brand new. I was just like, there's nothing stopping me from getting this. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to also read The Murder of Roger Ackroyd at some point, because these are just such beautiful editions and I just really want to collect them. So I love this so much and I loved finding this. It was so exciting. So on the same trip as the last, I went a bit mad and bought loads of books from Oxfam, but I also found a little edition of Ariel by Sylvia Plath. This was the collection of poetry that was published by her husband and poet Ted Hughes after Sylvia Plath sadly passed away. He gathered all of the poems that she had written for this collection and published it. Obviously there's a lot of controversy and things around Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes' relationship. I love that this collection explores mental health and her deterioration into more severe mental illness, and if you want to read this collection then there's definitely a trigger warning for suicidality and thoughts of death and preoccupation with death. So if that's not something that you would want to read about, then I wouldn't recommend picking this up. And although I find this collection really dark to read, I also really love it. I do have to read it in small doses and would recommend other people to read it in small doses, especially certain poems. But I just think that this is such a cute little edition. It's literally so old looking, and I just think that it's so cute. Like the spine is just so cute, and I think the cover is just so cute. There's a little hardback of Ariel that I really want. I usually just read the poems online, and that's why I know a lot about this collection, and also my flatmate has a copy, but I wanted my own copy because I was highly considering doing Sylvia Plath for my dissertation, which I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do anymore, but either way I really wanted a copy of this. And if you don't mind reading about the things that I talked about that is definitely trigger warning, as I mentioned earlier, then I would highly recommend picking this up because it's an absolutely beautiful collection. But as I said, definitely read this in small doses. But I am somebody who finds those topics very difficult to read about, but they're also so beautiful that if I read it in small doses I absolutely love it, and she's just a fantastic writer. She's one of my favourite poets of all time, so I'm so happy I found this little edition. So another book that I got actually in July was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This book was gifted to me by Emily over at Emily Kathleen Reads. I'll link her channel in the description below. Thank you so much for sending me this, Emily. You know that you're my booktube bestie, and I just absolutely cannot wait to read this. I haven't got a chance to get to it soon, but I would absolutely love to get to this because I literally have so many classics but never had this one, and I just find that so strange. I have like a million copies of Dracula for some odd reason just lying about my house, and I've only got halfway through Dracula actually, to be fair. Even though there's a million copies of it everywhere, I still haven't managed to get the whole way through it. But I really want to read this, especially because it is Mary Shelley, especially because of just Mary Shelley as a person. Thank you so much for getting me this for my birthday, and I'm 100% going to try and get to this as soon as I possibly can. The next book that I got actually quite a while ago is On the Road by Jack Kerouac. I'm so interested to reading this. I found this in a little market stall, like a used books kind of market stall in Bristol, and I picked this up for only £2.50. As you can see, the price tag is still on it. I need to take it off, but I found this really good modern classics Penguin edition, which is the exact edition that I really wanted. This is definitely good condition, and I am so excited to read this. I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but I just know that it's my vibes. From what I have read about Jack Kerouac and from what I know about him, I know that he suffered from mental illness, or at least what I can gather. I'm pretty sure that he did from the reading that I did on him a few years ago. Ever since then I'm just dying to read On the Road, and one of my friends, Abby, at uni, she absolutely loves this book. This is one of her favourite books of all time. She loves Jack Kerouac, and I've also gotten On the Road Jack Kerouac Penguin umbrella, which I just absolutely love. But I really feel weird because I haven't read the book, but I'm like carrying this around. But it was like it was like one of the only ones I wanted because the Wuthering Heights one just didn't arrive for ages, and that was just weird. But anyway, I cannot wait to get to this. I've had this for months but still haven't got it, but I'm 100% going to get to it at some point next year because I need to stop buying books and reading the books that I already have and get through all of my classics. So another book I got was also on the little Oxfam bookstore book trip I did a few weeks ago, and I got King Lear by Shakespeare. This is another one of Shakespeare's tragedies. This is my favourite Shakespeare play of all time. Hamlet's quite close now, but I don't think that anything's ever going to beat the love that I have for some of the quotes that are inside this play. I absolutely love King Lear, and I just highly recommend to read this. If you're going to start with any of the tragedies, I would definitely say to start with Hamlet or like Macbeth. I wouldn't start start with this. This one is just amazing. I love it with all of my heart. I wanted to get a little penguin edition because the ones that I have just, it wouldn't have been edited as well as I would like it to study. So that's why I wanted another edition of this. So I'm glad I've now got 3 editions of King Lear, which I feel like, you know, I just want loads of different editions of King Lear now, and I just love buying things secondhand, and I love buying books from charity shops. It makes me so happy. So I'm so glad that I got this, and I just can't wait to reread it. And I've actually run out of time to do that for my class because I did it for A-level, so I was like, I'll concentrate on other things. So I'm just so glad to have this, and I'll definitely reread it soon because it's one of my favourites of all time, if not my favourite Shakespeare book, but it's one of my favourite like books slash plays of all time. It's amazing. So another book that I got is one that nobody's going to care about, but I thought it was really cool. I got Elizabethan Essays by T.S. Eliot. This is basically just some literary criticism written by T.S. Eliot. I hope you know who T.S. Eliot is. He's one of the most famous poets of all time. I'm sure everybody does know. He wrote The Waste Land along with a lot of other really famous poems. He was friends with Virginia Woolf and loads of other people, but his criticism is so interesting. I got it because he talks about Shakespeare in here along with Ben Jonson. He talks specifically about Hamlet, and he talks about so many different Renaissance playwrights, and it is just okay. So my camera like got really heated and just decided to turn off in the middle of me talking about this T.S. Eliot book. I'm really hoping that that video that I just recorded actually recorded, because it just randomly switched off. So I really hope that that's safe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here, and I'm going to film a different video, and I'm going to split this book all into 2 parts because I'm really afraid that I'm just going to continue and then there's not going to be a start to the video, and then it's just going to be stressful. So that's it for this video. I'm sorry for like the sudden end and like it cutting out and everything, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. Because of the YouTube algorithm, sometimes videos won't come up in people's subscription boxes, so I would really appreciate if you hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload. That would be absolutely amazing. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.